after the IMRAD, we're going to focus on abstract. Abstract are very, very important part of every academic writing. So, and we're going to use this team where we focus on writing abstract for nature papers, nature geoscience, nature itself, and all kind of nature sustainability journal and so on and so forth. Because they have a template that they require for every draft to be. So, if you are a writer, after writing your manuscript, and writing your abstract, you must follow the nature template, and I'm going to show you that. So again, we want to remain fast, focused, and we want to be professional in our academic writing, right? So we're going to follow 5 steps, 5 simple steps, and the steps are like: first, once you write you have your draft, or even if you don't have a draft, if you have an outline, you can also have a kind of an abstract. But usually you should have a draft of introduction, methods, result, discussion, and conclusion. And then you can now prompt the ChatGPT to write your abstract for you. And usually you can have a word limit and do some kind of refinement to it, which you are going to demonstrate with ChatGPT later on. You can add tone to it. You can seek for keywords. You can emphasize the importance of the research that you've done. And after doing that, you can now do a comparison of what you had as a previous draft, what ChatGPT has given you, and then you can compare that to the one that you've refined using different techniques in ChatGPT or any AI tool or any writing tool for that matter. Now, let's talk about the nature template. This is what it is. You can find it online by just typing nature publication template or abstract template, and they actually tell you what each paragraph should present when you write an abstract for nature. For example, you should start with 1 or 2 sentences providing a basic introduction to the work, comprehensible to any scientist in the discipline, or anybody or a scientist in your discipline. Then you should follow that with 2 or 3 sentences of more detailed background, comprehensible also to scientists in related disciplines, which means you're starting with your own domain, writing for people in your own domain, and trying to use simple terminologies to explain it to people outside your domain. Then you have a sentence that clearly states the general problems being addressed, followed by one that shows the main result. Just one sentence with the words "here we show," and then 2 or 3 sentences explaining what the main result reveals in different comparison. 1 or 2 sentences to put the result in a more general context, wider application of it, and then a punchline where you say something about the broader perspective to the work. More or less, it's just IMRAD. IMRAD is introduction, methods, results, and discussion. Now let's jump to ChatGPT, and then we run a test of that. We try that out in ChatGPT. Okay, starting with that work that we had previously. This is the introduction, the original draft of the introduction, and I'm just going to copy the work again, the whole of the work itself. Maybe I should remove the references too, because there is a limit to the Word document. Okay, so I'll remove the references, and then I will take this home and I'll copy the introduction down, and then you can paste that directly into ChatGPT, and then at the end of it you can just say prompt it first, right? That's the second, because we've done the first step, which is copying and paste or developing an outline, but we already have a draft. You must always have a draft that you've written by yourself, because you want to use this tool to enhance your work and get better with your work. It's all about quality. So write a 250 word abstract for the text or draft above. Let's see what it's going to do first. and then we can now refine that one and see if what it has written is structured. This study demonstrates the effectiveness of integrating Google Earth imagery and GIS techniques for remote geological mapping and terrain characterization of the Idonre Hill in southwestern Nigeria. It started straight away with the aims of this work, right? Which is a style of writing abstract. Using high resolution Google Earth derived DEMs and multi-directional EU shade maps, 143 lineaments were manually extracted. That's the method, and then the method again, and then the method again. That's 250 words. The integrated method provides a valuable low cost. Yeah, it's kind of structured. We can compare that with what we had before. Let's see the original draft that I had. So let's go home and then we compare. Definitely, this is a bit more improved, because yeah, our method is effective and then it has expanded that using a broader perspective. Now, what we can do now is now let's just rewrite everything following the nature format, right? And then we can say, I already have that typed out. We can say rewrite the abstract following the template below, and that template is one sentence from that start with providing a basic introduction to the field, and then we hit the enter key. Understanding the Earth surface structure is essential for a wide range of applications, including natural resource exploration, geohazard assessment, environmental planning, and this is it. This is the difference, because when you look at the previous one, it's just a straight jump into what has been done, the method that has been employed. But in this case, this has followed the nature template, right? By starting with a sentence that is just a basic introduction to the field and making it comprehensible enough, right? So you see, and then understanding the art is essential for a range of applications, including that's comprehensible to anyone that reads that. In the basement, in the crystalline basement terrain, like southwestern Nigeria, conventional field-based mapping of structural features such as lineament is often constrained by vegetation cover. That is true. And then it is still a broader sentence into the implication. And then now what the study has done. This study addresses the limited resources, limited use and validation of Google Earth derived DEMs for structural and terrain analysis. Here we show, which is the requirement by nature, and then our approach offers a cost very, very detailed, right? So what we can now do is we can limit to 250 words and do several things: high impact, professional, academic. We're adding tones to it: academic, and for publication in math, geoscience, nature geoscience, for example. And then, yeah, and it has done exactly that, which is far better than what we had previously. So if we do this, we just dump it here, and then we can compare all the three that we have and choose the one that is better, and then go for one that is better. So we have to read nevertheless. So one other thing you can do, you decide, but I think the third one is far better than the first two examples. One other thing you can do is that you can also ask for keywords now. Suggest 5 high impact keywords. Basement complex, structural mapping, fine. And then suggest, what do you want? A wow title. A wow title. A wow title because nature is wow, right? a wow title, yet high impact, academic, professional. On ED, unveiling ED structure, remote mapping of yeah, that doesn't really sound high impact to me. From pixel to plate tectonics, Google Earth that reveals information, fractured landscapes. This will go more or less into something like geomorphology. Digital windows into yeah. So I think I will prefer just this without the first word, and say I prefer this. And then you have it high resolution lineament via yeah, and it will make a suggestion for that. So you have a title for the paper, for your paper, and then you also have the keywords for the paper. So remember we asked for keywords for the paper, and then the keywords are here. And then keywords, and then we just need to do several readings and then remove all AI giveaway words. So now if we choose that, we can skip all the previous ones and focus on reading and editing this last one. I always insist you read, you edit, because it's a co-pilot and not an autopilot, and it's supposed to enhance your work, not to replace the human thinking process. So understanding surface structures such as faults, fractures, and shear zone is critical for deciphering tectonic. Deciphering is a bit too loose, so it's for investigating tectonic evolution, investigating. So you still have to read investigating tectonic evolution, guiding resource, and then remains. I would rather say is still underutilized in, and then this result refine earlier interpretations, not previous. I would say earlier interpretations. Finding established setup shows is a very very simple way to say something. Shows that freely available Google Ad data can support I, and you can read more, edit more till you have something. But the structure is there, and your work is good enough for and acceptable for any publication. So, to summarize today, I've shown you how you can prompt your ChatGPT to work with templates such as nature templates and refine your work to get very good abstracts. Remember, you need to personalize the abstract by adding tools to it like high impact, professional. Even you can even name the journals you are open uh, to to submit it to, and don't skip the human editing. That is very very important because ChatGPT is a co-pilot, not an autopilot. But with ChatGPT, you can overcome so many blocks, like struggling to find the right words, struggling to structure your paper to enhance the flow of your paper or accelerate the writing process. So I think you should try it now and then try it for your next paper and see how that will improve you as a researcher. Once again, subscribe to the channel, press the like button, and comment for me to know what I need to improve on and what I need to focus on for more paper and content for you. Thank you once again, and see you soon. Bye.